Hi there, it's Anthony, and I'm about to watch another episode of The Walking Dead. Let's do this. This is season 4, episode 8, Too Far Gone. Almost sounds like a Drake mixtape out here, but I guess we're about to be getting into some pretty exciting stuff because the governor just pulled up on the prison and he looked like he's about to get to shooting or something, so I don't know what to expect. Maybe some more people are going to die. I mean, like, that actually is something reasonable to expect on this show, but I guess we'll just see. So let's go ahead and hop into it.
Something I know we need to do.
Okay, so we're not picking up where the last episode left off.
The people who destroyed the camp I was in with Martinez, they live in a prison. We could live there.
Yo.
I have a plan to do it without anyone getting hurt.
Do you now?
I captured 2 of them.
What?
I can never even know how much I take what this guy says seriously. Like, does he really not actually want to kill anyone? Or is he just saying this to get them to help him?
I didn't want to accept that you couldn't live in this world without getting blood on your hands.
Sure.
I found you people, and I don't want to die. I don't want you to die.
He's really just manipulating them.
Pack up and get ready.
Crazy world.
Go over the plan in half an hour. Come on.
Let's do it.
I can understand them being in on it, the way he proposed it and the way he made the other people sound.
You said they weren't all bad people.
Well, they're with bad people.
Am I?
Yes, you are. You're with a bad person. And I be wanting so much to believe in this guy's humanity, and I feel like the show knows that too, like, cause they keep on teasing it and making it seem like there might be a glimmer of hope that he can one day, like, you know, be a little bit more reasonable and that he'll kind of come to his senses. But no matter what they have him do, eventually he just goes and does something even wilder or crazier. It's hard to get behind him in any way, as much as I want to be able to. I want to understand where he's coming from. I know Michonne's got to be upset about this.
It's gonna be a long day.
Because she was really looking for him. And he caught her first.
Your people, our people. We can find a way to live together. These people you need to keep alive.
You're a good
Can
man.
you imagine this man living in the prison with them? I doubt Herschel even actually believes they can find a way.
Kinds of ways I could do this.
He's just trying to buy some time.
Making mud pies?
Peanut butter sandwiches.
As long as she doesn't eat that, you can tell he really does care about Megan.
Of our own. She couldn't be here.
Been waiting to see this.
She's gonna be all right. She has a car, supplies, weapons. She's a survivor. Stop saying that like you don't believe it.
Yeah, I feel bad for Daryl. I knew he'd be upset about
I haven't
this.
told Tyrese yet.
Do we ever need to tell Tyrese?
I don't know how he's gonna take it. So we'll find out.
Wow, he said, let's go find out. That pretty much eliminates the chances of ever being able to have Carol back.
Tyrese, you down here?
Rick, that you?
It's almost weird seeing this side of things again. It's been so long since we've seen these
You
characters.
guys gotta see this.
Can we
Not
take
that
a
long,
beat?
but still.
There's something we need to talk about. Well,
Okay, what's this about to be?
I
Yo,
was just
what?
looking for answers. And I found this. Remember the rats at the fence? They showed up the same day she was killed. We
Or
got a
was-
psychopath living with us.
Tyrese.
No,
We
that, is
gotta
that the
find
little
them,
girl?
Rick. And I'm not gonna sleep until we do.
What's her name? Lizzie?
I don't think that's who killed Karen.
Why?
What? Oh my gosh. They're under attack.
What about Michonne?
Dang. That's their dad.
She on the council, too?
I don't make decisions anymore.
You're making the decisions today, Rick. Come down here, let's have that talk.
Forcing him to make decisions. He must have been yelling really loud. It seemed like they're so far away from each other. They're really just trying to evict them.
Talk as long as you want. But you let him go. You got a tank. You don't need hostages.
I do.
You got a tank. You don't need hostages.
This is just to show you I'm serious. I have a tank.
He said, I have a
I'm letting
tank.
you walk away from here. What else is there to talk about?
It is kind of hard to argue with somebody that has a tank. Like, so Megan's still just digging down there. Yeah, it makes sense they wouldn't have gone to this eviction. Who's that, a walker? Let's test that theory that they can't get through the water. Does she know how to fight these things? It's crazy how scary that is. To think about how scary it might be for somebody that doesn't know how to fight them. We've gotten so used to seeing them just take these out so
I'll be
easily.
right there, honey.
Okay, you might want to start moving.
Mommy, it's too heavy.
What if she falls in
hear
there?
you.
Get over to her.
I'll be there in a sec.
Okay, that thing can't make it. I feel like something else is about to come out of nowhere. They just built up and diffused all that tension. Now something else about to happen. Is something down there?
Okay, I can do it myself.
I'm nervous. Flash flood area. Oh snap, that means there's under there. They're under there. Yeah. Look at that. Hurry up. She's done for. This is gonna drive the governor over the edge. And I was saying it too. I was like, is it gonna be a cycle? Is something gonna happen to her, and that's gonna like just like something happened to his daughter, and then that's gonna make him even crazier? I think that little girl right there is the one that did the squirrel thing. No, her right there. Yeah, her.
No.
She a crazy one, right?
We have guns. We should have guns too. We should help.
You're like 5 years old. Shut up. Get out of here.
Maybe
I'm just
about-
playing.
We can all live together.
He's not gonna go for that. Chill, man. Don't you do it.
Is this what any of you want?
What we want is what you got.
Man, shut up.
Period.
I don't like you.
Time for you to leave, asshole.
Look, I fought him before. And after we took in his old friends, they become leaders in what we have here. You're one of us.
Please listen to Rick, y'all. I feel like he's gonna really kill her.
Everyone who's alive right now.
Please don't kill Herschel.
Liar.
No, no. Man, what the heck? Oh man, how's Michonne? I was just thinking about Michonne. I'm like, how is she gonna? Like, I was thinking, I'm like, this is The Walking Dead. If it was any other show, I wouldn't have thought that Herschel was actually gonna die. But because it's this show, I'm like, he's gonna do it. Y'all really want to be on the side of the guy that just did that? Look at his head detached from his body. And he's just gonna shoot her head off too. because she's gonna be Walker.
Late, you understand me?
Oh my gosh, man. This is all bad, man. They taking the fences down. How y'all even gonna stay there now? Just ruining everything for everybody, man. And some of y'all probably gonna end up dying too in the midst of all this gunfire. Like, so why would you go along with this? Man, I wish the governor wasn't so good at getting people to listen to him. Where's Michonne at? I hope she can come up and just murder the governor out of nowhere. Whoa! I think this is it for the prison.
In there, I had to get it. Where's that? She went to find Judith. Where? I will find her.
Oh, Judith. The caption said you.
I'll be right back.
Hey, where the heck is Judith? I mean, it's not like she's gonna be walking around somewhere. Like, where did y'all leave her? Walkers. Daryl. Man, what the heck? A walker was just sneaking up on Daryl. This is just terrible. Yeah, there we go.
On your right.
Whoa, that thing was really, that's a real bullet sponge, huh? Man, Tyrese, you're making me nervous, man. Get in cover. Oh my gosh. Look at y'all. Look what y'all are doing. Like, why are you just trying to kill this random person that you don't even know? Yeah. Okay, now I actually like the fact these little kids came out with guns. What y'all gonna do now? Oh my gosh. I'll take back what I said. Like, hey, I'm actually happy they went and got their guns. Man, this is just episode 8 of this season. This ain't even the season finale. Like, this episode is crazy. Oh my gosh, Michonne. I knew Michonne was just gonna come out of nowhere and get this man. Yeah, Michonne. I've really been wanting Michonne to get her hands on this guy. She says she'd kill you. She's just gonna leave him in pain. I hope he's gonna die for real. Like, I mean, like, don't do no, like, you know, Obi-Wan Kenobi, Anakin Skywalker mess. Assume he's gonna die and then he comes back even worse. Like, I hope y'all like the new home that you're moving into. You're setting it up for yourselves very nicely. Oh. Carl better not be dead, man. Was he on the bus? Oh my god. Yes, thank goodness. I'm like, I won't stand for Carl dying. Like, that's just not cool, man. I really want to see him grow up all the way, man.
Where is she?
They just gonna lose this baby. Like, if it was any other show, I'd expect them to find Judith. But on this show, I'm like, yep. Unless they're gonna surprise us and actually have her still turn out to be alive. Like, I'm not even surprised to see Judith dead. This show is so dark. Oh snap. She's like, look what you've done. I'll take you out myself. Oh, a chess piece gets stepped on too. Now the walkers are taking over the prison. Rick was right. Like, either they all stay there or nobody stays there.
Don't look back, Carl.
Yeah, that prison's done. It's fun while it lasted. Lasted longer than I expected to, honestly. Because they've been there since season 3. I thought they were only going to be in the prison in season 3. And that something would happen. So, I mean, it made it halfway into season 4. This is halfway, right? Yeah, there's 16. So, yeah, this was basically a mid-season finale. They, like, kind of carried the governor over to this one. I guess, you know, season 3, they figured they hadn't quite had enough time to completely wrap things up with the governor. So, they wanted to extend it over into season 4. Man. That was cool how they did this too. Like, you know, I mean, how they separated everything. I talked about this last episode, like with having the sickness episodes, you know, with the virus and then transitioning into the governor episodes. So it's cool how this season's been kind of segmented, but man, this episode was just another one of those, like, this was like that, what was that one episode? I forget which one it was. I think it was season 3, episode 4. The one where just like everybody died, like out of nowhere. I forget which one it was, but like, yeah. As soon as he had Michonne and Herschel captured, I was kind of thinking, it's probably done for Herschel. Because I figured Michonne wasn't going to die, just because, like I said, I'd be seeing her and Daryl so much in recent promotional stuff. So I'd be figuring, okay, so they're probably not going to die anytime soon. But like, Herschel, it's been feeling like he's been living on borrowed time for a while now, because there's been so many times in the series where they teased killing Herschel off. Almost to the point where you start thinking, well, maybe they're just not going to kill him off, since, because I keep on expecting him to die. Like I said, I thought he was just going to be a season 2 character. And every time he didn't die when I expected him to die, I was like, oh, wow, okay. But this time I'm like, I don't know how much longer that luck is going to keep up for Herschel. So, yeah. And like I said, most other shows, you look at it, when Rick gave that whole speech to the governor and all, you might, I mean, obviously you don't expect for the governor to be like, you know what, Rick, you're right, and just to stand down. But you might expect him to be like, no, I still am not going for it. And then something else happens out of nowhere and somebody thwarts the governor's plan before you can hurt Herschel. But on this one, I was like, I think he's just going to kill Herschel right now. Like, because that's just how this show works. And boom, he did. Like, it's gotten to the point where, like, I mean, I appreciate them for sticking to their guns, you know, on this show. Like, I've definitely learned to look at The Walking Dead different than you look at most other TV shows, because I expect the worst on this show every single time. So I wasn't really surprised that Herschel got killed at this point. I wasn't really surprised that they couldn't find Judith. Like, I mean, if you remember, I expected Judith to be dead when she came out of Lori, because I'm like, this show just doesn't like giving the character wins. The characters any type of win. So it's like, at this point, I expect the worst every single time. So it's like, so that means the show just has to keep on stepping up their game, stepping up their craziness in order to continue surprising you, because you're like, I'm already at this point expecting for everybody to die, because like literally anybody will die on this show. Like, I mean, like, I don't even think Rick is safe. Literally anybody. I would not be surprised. There's not a single person on this cast who I would be surprised if they died in even just the next episode. At this point, because that's just what this show does, and it's like, it's really showed you nobody is safe. So I mean, like, yeah, so I mean, it's kind of just the thing where I'm just watching, I'm like, dang, this is, I guess, in real life, if this were to happen, this is how it would go down. Like, it wouldn't just be these miraculous, you know, getaways where everybody survives. Like, I mean, this episode, you know, it was nice to see everybody again. The only reason why I didn't think Herschel might not have died was because it wasn't this episode. He had one a few episodes ago, but this episode, Herschel didn't really have one of those, you know, prepare to die episodes like The Walking Dead does kind of tend to do. Like, they do kind of tend to, when the character's about to die, do some stuff to kind of make you even get more attached to them and like them even more, like they did with Dale, or even like they did with Axel, or like they've done with I think T-Dog, that one episode when he died. Like, there's certain things that a character might be doing that stands out from the other characters, and you're like, oh wow, I like that. But yeah, like, it was just the fact that we hadn't even seen Herschel in a while, in a couple episodes, or any of them. And then he just all of a sudden comes and dies. Yeah, I mean, I'm barely even forming any real coherent thoughts on this right now, but this is just a crazy episode. So yeah, there are a few little interesting themes and parallels and stuff, you know, mixed in throughout here, of course. But it's like, at the end of the day, it definitely does feel like it all ends up boiling down to, no matter what you do, things are going to go badly in this world. Like, for these characters, I mean, you know, no matter how many people you save, no matter how much you overcome in one instance, no matter how much you try to reason with someone else, no matter any of that, most likely things are eventually going to start to go bad. And you know, I think that Okay, so first of all, I mean, I do like that. I do really like that idea because I feel like sometimes on TV you really do tend to sort of get these fluffy stories that kind of, sugarcoat things and make things not go as bad as they actually would. So yeah, on a lot of shows you might just have, something come in that kind of acts as that deus ex machina, and out of nowhere things miraculously go right and the heroes win at the end of the day and it's a happy ending. The Walking Dead typically does not do that. It might give us somewhat of a good side of things, but for the most part things are pretty bad and they continue to get worse and worse and worse. So I guess my only thing is I do think that works, as entertainment goes, like, as a TV show to watch and be like, oh my gosh, it's getting darker and darker, this is cool. But at the same time, I can't help but wonder, and I guess I'll see eventually, how is this sustainable from a quality storytelling standpoint for as long as this show goes on? You know what I mean? Because at a certain point, it does start to kind of just become misery porn. You know what I mean? Like, it starts to become like, okay, so how bad can it get for these characters? How bad can this situation get? And, a lot of, like, I mean, just everybody around you dying and somebody coming and shooting up your place and all that. There's only so many different ways you can react and respond to that. And these characters are reacting in those ways. So I guess I'm just wondering, eventually, how can this show maybe start to tread new ground and maybe, tread, sort of ideas and concepts beyond just how bad this world can get for these characters? And maybe and then not that it hasn't done that before, it's done that in other ways before and had the characters kind of deal with their own things in different ways that I felt like has given them an opportunity to grow and develop more so than things just like, trying to avoid being killed by a walker would, or trying to avoid being killed by another person would, because that type of stuff is kind of, circumstantial stuff that it happens to you. And so then your only option is try to survive and do what you can to try to survive. But there's not really something that character growth comes from that much, at least, in comparison to maybe other types of situations or things that characters could deal with. I don't know if that makes sense how I'm putting it, but I just wonder, like, does it just keep on getting worse and worse and worse and worse, and that's just basically the trajectory that it goes? Or is there a way that they can take it where it still is dark and it still gets worse? And I'm not saying have happy endings, but maybe find other ways to push these characters outside of just how bad the world is. And I don't even know what that looks like. It's just a thought that I have. And it's not really like meant to be like a criticism or a complaint or anything like that. It's just, eventually I feel like that's something that should be considered, because I feel like sometimes this show can get kind of caught up in all that, the excitement and fanfare of just, things being as terrible as possible and the characters being in really bad situations, that sometimes it kind of, somewhat lack in those more like, I guess, I don't know how to say this without it sounding like pretentious or something. I don't know, like those like deeper sort of character moments that you might get on, like, I don't know, like a show like Mad Men or like, Better Call Saul or something, where it feels like you're getting like this really rich and deep dialogue and character progression and arcs and stuff that sometimes I feel like there isn't really room for in these type of situations. But I don't even know if I just say it makes sense, and I hope it doesn't sound like a criticism or a complaint, because that's not what it's meant to be. It's more so just an observation of, I wonder what this looks like in, like, 5 seasons. Is it just things continuing to get worse and worse and worse and worse and worse? And like I said, I'm all for that too. Don't get me wrong. Don't twist my words and think that I'm saying like I want better and I want happy endings. No, I love sad, terrible, desolate, horrible endings. I like that aspect of this show, and I appreciate the fact that it does that. So that's not what I'm saying at all. I guess I'm just saying I want to see what this looks like in 5 seasons, and I guess I'll eventually see that. But I feel like eventually it does have to become more than just that though, So anyway, I guess that'll be it for now. Go ahead, leave a comment down below. Let me know what you thought about the episode. Like the video if you liked it. Subscribe if you want to see more. Head over to Patreon for the full uncut reaction. And till next time, I'm Anthony, and I'll see y'all later.